What's up guys, this is Chris here from Pokepedia and welcome to today's grinding it up video. I think we're on part number 5 now. So, I'm going to be a bit quiet today because my parents have gone to sleep already. Yeah, I still live at home. I'm going to university next year, so I'm at home for the moment. Then I'll be grinding it up away from home next year. But yeah, for the moment I've got to be a little bit quiet. But if you turn up your volume, you should still be able to hear me quite well. So, today, yeah, apologies for yesterday. Had a suddenly busy day yesterday, which I didn't realise I was going to have, so didn't really get anything done, but I will make up for it either tomorrow or Monday. I'll get a double video out, double session, double video. So as you can see, we've increased the bankroll a little bit more today. Didn't do anything yesterday, so today we've gone back to our usual. We've done a few hands, like 800 or so maybe, and we had a really good session and then a really bad session. So overall we've made a little bit of a profit, not much, about $1.50 maybe. Did a bit of what was this? I think this was like 6 max and then this was full ring, which is odd because usually I'm better at full ring. But yeah, so after nearly 5,000 hands now, we've made $25 and we're still maintaining this great win rate, 27 big blinds per 100 right now, and a steady upwards motion on the graph. So yeah, I'm going to now do a little session as per usual. We're just going to do a little session of full ring again. I want to make back some of that loss. And it's odd because usually I'm better at full ring games. And also the full ring gives me a little more time to talk when I have stuff to talk about, which I do today. Got stuff to do with the series to talk about, so it's useful to do full ring, so it gives me time to talk about all the stuff that I want to. So if we just get this through here, as I said, I might be a little bit quieter today because don't want to get woke up. Don't want to wake up angry parents. So what do I have to talk about first? Yes. First, I think this is going really well so far. Obviously, I didn't expect loads and loads of people to follow me straight away. But I think that will come with time, so it'd be really grateful if you could all like share with your friends and stuff, if you're poke playing friends and that sort of thing, if you like this, and hopefully they can find some useful stuff too. Also, like, I'd really appreciate comments and stuff. I really look forward to reading comments about ideas for the series, or about ideas of how I could have played a hand, or really ideas about anything, questions even, if you want me to answer questions. And as I said, I think I've said this before, I'm a pretty decent player myself. Usually my regular stakes are 50 and 100 NL, so I know how to play, and I'm sure if you've got any questions, if you're a beginner and you want to ask any questions, I'm sure I can help you answer them. So yes, for the series, I've had a bit more of a think about that tournament idea I had, and I like it. I like the idea of a tournament, but I'm going to make it a weekly thing because I think it's a fun thing to do weekly, the tournament. So I think we're going to do that on Sundays. We're going to have a weekly tournament where we use all of our FPPs collected throughout the week, and hopefully as we go up the ladder, that will increase the amount of FPPs we get per week. I mean, at the moment we're looking at probably 2 NL, although I hope we won't be here for much longer. I think we're probably looking at doing, let me just find it in here. We're going to just skip past this, and I'm going to try and go for this every week. We're going to try and earn 200 FPPs a week, which is quite tough at 2 NL, and we're going to try and get this Euro to 220 Step A ticket. And you never know, I might get to qualify for a European event like an EPT or something, which would be quite sick. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on that. That would be quite cool, wouldn't it? Unlikely, admittedly. Yeah, so I mean, I know this is one of the most common mistakes beginner players make, I find, is that they overvalue aces. I mean, ace7 is not a great hand to a 3-bet because he could easily have a better ace. Obviously that would have been a pretty good flop for us, actually, with the nut flush draw and an overcard. but you can't be results orientated. You've got to think about what play is going to work the best if you make it enough times. Okay, so I think we're going to do possibly 30 hands. That sounds good to me. Okay, we take that down. I'm going to raise this one a bit higher because we've got a limper, and it's a good hand. We want to get money in the pot. He could easily be limping a worse ace, so if an ace came up, then we'd be really happy there. We're going to make a c-bet. We're going to make about 10 cents, I think. Quite a big one. He called. Now when he calls that flop, I have to put him on a king, or maybe like pair like 9s, 8s, 10s. So at this point, we picked up equity, so it's a good card to double barrel. So in case he is on one of those cards, pairs, I'm going to make another bet to get him off of that. And we can also hit an ace or a jack, obviously, to make the best hand. But I would say a lot of the time he's got a king. But I'm hoping to fold out middle pairs and also a curious 6 he might have called the flop with. I mean, you never know what these players call with these stakes, especially seeing as this guy seems like a bit more of a recreational player. He's not got a full stack to start the hand. You should always auto-reload. He's tanking a bit here, which is interesting, because I think he'd have insta-called with the king. He did call in the end. I mean, potentially he's got a weak king. I do think we've got the best hand some of the time, but I'm just going to check it down. I think if he bets, then we're probably behind. Oh, did I? Wow. Okay. That was obviously towards the upper end of his range, having ace-king there. But I will note that he limped with ace-king. That's very interesting, because usually I take hands like ace-king out of someone's range when they limp. We're just going to raise this because we're on the button. It's suited. Pretty much good enough for me. Fold that. Raise king-queen for sure, it's a good hand. Fold that now. Not a good flop. 2 players in the pot. I don't think we're going to continue with this. We're just going to check it back. Hope to pick up some equity. When they both check, I feel like they might fold, but bluffing is not a great idea at these stakes. Okay, obviously we've hit second pair now. I'm a bit worried today because earlier in the day someone did check back ace-king twice on a board like this. But how often do players really do that? I actually think because they're so passive at these stakes, I'm going to fold here, and I expect to be seeing an ace or 2 aces here a lot of the time. I mean, 1 ace each, potentially, meaning 2 aces. 10-3 and 4-2. Really? Oh, we had a set of 2s. Okay. I didn't see that one coming, to be fair. I'm really surprised he did not raise with that. Because I think... Yeah, I think we did well to just fold there. At higher stakes, that's often going to not be anything. But at these stakes, that will oftentimes be something. You've got to be wary when they bet big on the river, because they usually have it, is what I found out. We'll check that. Try and make a set. I'm just going to stay on the short-handed table. These two are at it again, so we're going to let them have it out. I'll do a bit of heads-up play. Creates a bit more action, doesn't it? And actually I fancy myself doing heads-up play against a player at these stakes, so I think we might be able to get a stack pretty quickly. Okay, he doesn't seem like he wants to bluff, which is interesting. He just checks it down when he doesn't have anything. So I think when he does have something, he's usually going to be betting it. Oh, well, we'll definitely be raising this to 11 maybe. It's a great hand. And this is also a great hand, heads up. I think he's probably playing too tight for heads up. You want to be opening pretty much all button hands. Be raising that. Well, It's not a bad flop, is it? I don't think there's much he can call with though, because we've got top two. I just don't think there's much he can really call with, so I'm going to hope he checks and picks up a pair on the turn maybe. We're going to bet 8 here. He has bet, we're just going to call that. If he's got a better ace, he'll bet again, I expect, so I'm just going to let him do that rather than shut him out. He does indeed bet again. Okay, at this point he's got something. So what line do I take? Well, there's not a very draw heavy board, so I think I just check call again. Don't want to risk him getting cold feet and checking now, so I'm going to put a bet he can call. That's 60 cents out there, I think he can call that. He didn't. He obviously didn't have quite as good a hand as I thought maybe. I was thinking maybe like ace 9, ace 10, something like that. Just because of how confidently he seemed to be betting. Oh, like accidentally sitting out of these tables, not missing much then. He's overbet the pot, but with the pot this small, I imagine that's just to try and get some desperate value in. You know, he wants to get as much money into the pot as he can. We'll raise this now. Now against two players, I don't think this is a great flop to c-bet here. We've hit top pair. It's a poor top pair though, you know. We're going to call though. Straight, again, it's obviously better, but we're going to, you know, there's so many draws on there. He can continue barreling with them, so we're going to let him do that. We've now made a full house. Let's see what he's got. If he's got a king, I imagine he'll call this. Unfortunate. It's annoying when you make a hand like that and doesn't quite come off for you. Oh, blood. Wow, we are hitting those flops, aren't we? Again, I don't think there's much he can call with, so what's the point in continuation betting when he can't call? I just think he's going to fold to a bet, so I'm going to check again. Oh, he might have hit that. Right. We'll make it look like a bluff with a big bet. He might call us down. He did indeed. So I think we're getting the best of this guy at the moment. We're going to check here. You can raise out of the blinds, but that looks very strong. Free chance at hitting the set. Another free chance at hitting the set. No, but I think we've got the best hand a lot of the time here, so we're just going to check it down. We do indeed. Oh, it's forced me to play 7 deuce. I think my ego is appealing to me here to try and win the pot with 7 deuce. We've also got the flush draw, obviously. There we go. A win with 7 deuce. Might be the first of the series. Ooh, it's a dangerous flop. I don't like that. There's just too much chance that one of them has a decent spade he can call with here. They look like they both have decent spades they can call with. I made a fantastic bluff catch earlier, which I was really proud of. Yeah, so the guy has... I have 10-9 of spades. I raised to my standard 5 cents. He then... let me get this right. He then 3-bets me quite big from the button, so I imagine his what range is going to be a bit wider. I call, because I like 10-9 suited, it's a great hand. I'll sit out here so I can tell the story. So 10-9 suited, it's a great hand, so I call the 3-bet. The flop's like 10-2-3 or something, and it's rainbow. So he bets quite big. I'm thinking maybe an overpair here, but the bet is so big and it's such an innocuous flop. I sort of feel like, why, you know, if you really had a good hand there, why would you bet so big? You want to get calls, you don't want to get folds. So I call him, I say to myself on the flop, and this is really important, it demonstrates the importance of having a plan on the flop. I say to myself, okay, I'm going to call him down now. So he bets 3 streets, puts his whole stack in on the river, call him down, and just before I call him down on the river, I say to him in the chat, "You've got ace king or ace queen," and then he turns over ace queen when I call him down. It was a really good bluff catch. I was really happy with that. Okay, I have noticed that we've hit a really good hand here. I just don't think there's much you can call with. But we can't waste any more time. Let's get some money in the pot. Again, we'll try and get some money in the pot here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Are we actually making any money yet? Or are we sort of doing something yet? We lost the pot at the start, didn't we? Oh, we're in profit. 26 cents. That's alright. Oh, it's not a great flop. But this guy's played every hand, so I don't expect him to have an ace a lot of the time. We're just going to bet. He seems like a fish, so we're just going to... Well, from 6 hands, he seems like a fish. So we're just going to bet. It's a very big raise. Let's have a look at its notes. It doesn't really help. Against an unknown, I think we're just going to fold here. Stick on the safe side of things. I've learned that you can't really often outthink the players at this stage because it's difficult to know what they're thinking. Sometimes they do really weird things, and you know, if he did that with an ace, I don't think that's the optimal move. But some of the players will do that with an ace at these stakes. I don't think we can get called by worse on this board. So I'm just going to check it down. Probably a bad call, but it's 2 cents, so, you know, yeah. I expected him to have me beat there. That's not terrible flop for 2s, I suppose. I think we might bet on it, actually. Try and rep the ace. Not really got much going on here. He seems a bit fishy, so I don't think he's going to fold to a bet a lot of the time. I think we might be good with ace high here some of the time, to be honest. No, not that time. He had... Oh, he hit the 3 on the river. We were good until the river. It always annoys me how the tables go at different rates. You know, this one's at 9 hands, this one's at 12, this one's at 19. So yeah, I apologise for being a bit quiet today, but it is necessary. It won't be like this every week, every day even. I've just again been quite busy for most of the day, so I haven't had a chance to record the video until now, which is nearly 11 o'clock. Don't think we got that much fold equity because they're going to call with odd things like king highs, ace highs, any pair. I think we've got some good chance of being ahead here now. When he bets here, what am I thinking? I'm thinking he could just be trying to take the pot down, possibly have a 9, possibly have a pair. Let's see what he does here. When he checks, I think we've got the best hand. I don't think he's doing this with a 9. Can we get value from Wes? Yeah, I think we can get a bit of value from 6s, 7s, 5s, 4s maybe. So we'll do a small bet. Make it 16 cents, hopefully get called by a small pocket pair. What did we get called by? 10-8. Oh, worse 8, I suppose that's also in his range. Maybe could have made it a bit bigger in hindsight if I could have put a lot more 8s into his range as well, but seeing as we were blocking the 8s because we had one of them, I sort of felt like he wouldn't have so many combos of 8s. It's not a good flop, but I expect him to fold if he doesn't have a decent club, so we're just going to bet it. Maybe he's asking a bit too much for a recreational player to fold. That's slightly strong. I don't think it is actually, I think that's probably weak. It doesn't look like he wants to get value, but we don't really have anything, so we can't call. That's a decent flop for ace-10. I'm going to try and induce a shove from this guy on the right, perhaps, like he did last time. Got ace-10 going all in here. It's very odd. No, he didn't shove this time, which leads me to think he did have something last time. Perhaps the nut flush draw or something. Well, we paired our 3, but we're not going to really do much with it 3-handed. We've got 9-high flush draw now to go with our 3, so I think we're going to bet it. Pot, actually. Just maximise our fold equity. There we go. Take down that pot. I'll play a few more hands and then check up on how we're doing. How has this table fallen so far behind this one, in terms of how many hands we've played? We've got a lot of data on this guy actually. He looks like a pretty, not a tag and not a lag really, but he's not really passive either. He's sort of, I don't know, I'd say he's fairly aggressive, this guy. And that guy there's got a high 3-betting percentage, 14% is a lot. And as you can see, we've actually got a fair sample on him. We haven't really got much of a sample on anyone else, unfortunately. Nope, he's the only guy we seem to have seen before. Yeah, we'll stop at 30 hands over here again. Now this guy's opening a lot of hands, so I'm going to call this. We didn't really hit anything there. Maybe c-bets, I expect to fold. Now this actually is a good card to bluff on, because we could conceivably have played a flush draw like this and been going for the check raise or something like that. So I might actually bet. I don't want to make it too big because I want to make it look like I want to call. So we'll do that. I know, it's hard, it's not a good idea to bluff at these stakes generally, but, you've got to throw some bluffs in there. You don't want to become too predictable. And obviously that was a dreadful card because he was obviously calling with the club, and, well, he's got a flush now and we haven't. Maybe it would have been best to do that with at least a flush draw. You can't even think about calling with kings there, by the way. It's just not a... You're never going to be ahead. Just in case you're wondering about that fold. This guy's raised quite big, so I think he's got a strong hand. So I'm going to call him with my suited connectors, because if he has, say, aces or kings, and we hit a hand like this, then we can often get a lot of payday off him. I'm not going to raise though, I just want to see, because I think he's quite strong. I don't think we get much fold equity by raising. Well, we hit our straight, obviously very good. I think now we can raise, because I think we've got the best hand anyway. So we make it 52, and then we'll add another, we'll go for 66. Because if he's drawn to a better flush, then I don't want him to hit it. Now maybe we could have checked, but I thought he might call that. Seems he had so much invested in it already. This guy, I think it's so small, we're going to go straight for the 4-bet here. Make it 30. I'm going to call that. Ugh, not bad at all. I'm going to check it back. Just because there's not much he can call with here, and I want him to be able to call. He's now about 54. Yeah, I'll call that. I hope he wasn't drawing to the backdoor flush, that would be terrible. But I don't think there's too much of that in his range. I think he's sometimes got an ace, which can call us. So we're just going to put him in here, actually. I don't know, I've counted out, might as well just put all the money in, but let's just hope he doesn't have a flush. We'll call that as well. He did have a worse ace indeed, so we do take that pot down. It's a nice win. He probably would have gone all in the flop, but against two players with an overcard, and I'm just not going to call this. So we'll finish up there. And I believe we're probably doing pretty well now. Yeah, this session's turned into 275 winning session. We're getting very close to that halfway mark now. We're very nearly halfway to 5 now. Naturally, this level will take longer than the next ones because we have to increase our total bankroll by 2.5 times. We have to increase it from 40 to 100 because we need to maintain 20 buy-ins. We're obviously going to make a massive raise here. 7, 9, we're going to make it 11. In fact, I think we're going to make it 13 because these guys will make a lot of calling mistakes. They'll call with too many second best hands here. So we're going to make it very big to get the maximum amount of money in the pot. And also, queens is a hand you want to play heads up because you want to minimise the risk of being outdrawn. So we want to get this heads up. I'm just going to raise this as well, mix it up a bit. Well, we didn't even nearly get it heads up, but we got a very good hand on this flop still. And obviously we've got an excellent hand here. I'm naturally going to make a large bet here. We're going to raise here. Make it quite big. Been called once. Ugh, that's a horrific card for us. We're going to check it back now. I don't think he's got an ace when he does that, but I don't think we can get called by worse, so again, just checking it back. I don't think a 10 would have called a bet there. Okay, we'll finish up over here. So overall, how do I think this is going? I think naturally it's going very well so far. Sorry, I was just taking a drink of my tea. Need my tea at this time of night. Yes, so we'll be playing that Euro Step A tournament tomorrow. So the way that that works, I'll quickly explain. So it's a 9-player sit and go. Turbo, I think the blinds are 5 minutes. Starting chips are 1500, so it's quite a quick tournament. And what I'll do is I'll play it and then I'll record me going back over the hand history of the tournament and show you all the hands I played. Hopefully that will fit into the amount of time that my thing will record for. So the way that the actual tournament itself works is if you come top 2 in the sit and go, you advance to Euro Step B, which is essentially a ticket worth more, and then if you get top 2 in that, you get to Step C, and then so on and so on. And eventually, if you finish the thing and you get to Step F and come top 2 or something, you get to qualify for, I think, like the EPT, which is like €5,000 buy-in. Obviously, a tiny chance of doing that. We don't have a big chance of doing that at all. But it'd be interesting to see, and Sit and Go fits very well in time for the YouTube, and it's good for just testing it out. So yeah, I'm very happy to be doing that, and we'll see how it goes. I do like playing tournaments occasionally, you know. I think there's a lot of extra drama in them. I was hoping to get this heads up really. We've got 2 fish here, and he's bet quite big, so I'm not going to overvalue ace king. I'm just going to fold it straight off here. When you make maybe I should have made the 3-bet a bit bigger, but I think these guys are pretty inelastic in what they call, so I think if I'd have made it 26 or 28 even, they probably still would have called. Sorry, another drink of tea. Usually when I'm going quiet for a few seconds, that's when I'm drinking my tea. if you're from the States, yeah, in England we do all drink tea all the time, or coffee. I'm more of a tea person myself. So notice I've changed the background of the table to white, fitting with the winter theme. I think my voice is going a bit today as well. I think I talk too much. Not on here, obviously, because I'm meant to be talking here. But I mean, in life, I talk too much. But I think we're getting through a solid amount of hands. You know, about 5,000 now, which is still a small sample size. But I think it's, you know, I think I can actually be a winning player at 2NL at this rate, pretty much. Obviously, I'm used to much higher stakes, so 2NL is really not difficult for me. I'm used to playing 50 and 100, so to come down to 2, and I kind of just know how to play against the fish, because we do still have them at 50 and 100, just less of them. Here's second pair, 2 players left to act behind me. I'm not going to call that. If it was just heads up, I would have called a street, but with players to act behind you, that's the advantage of position, obviously. If I'd had position and they'd folded, I could have called that. That's why I always like to be in position. So this is a tight guy, he's raised from early position. So this is a tough spot, but with so many players left to act behind, I don't want to play 10s heads up. I don't want to play 10s in multi-way pot, so I'm going to make it quite big. We're going to make it 18, because I want to get it heads up with the initial raiser. And on the flop, we should be able to play it fairly easily, and should be able to work out if he's got an overpair. Naturally, if we 4 bets, we're just going to fold. Okay, that's fine by me. Fine by me. Don't mind that at all. So as you can see, I've hit quite a few hands. My VP is 23 on this table with a 15 PR, 9 3-bet. On this table, we've gone really ultra aggressive today with 26-26 and 14 3-bet. But I think that's mainly because we've just had a lot of good hands and it's a small sample size. So what I'll do, I can't do it today because obviously, as I said, I was out this morning and I haven't had a lot of time, but I will do, in future I'll do this on Saturdays, and I'll bring this week's version out tomorrow. A biggest pots of the week thing, so I'll pick the 5 biggest pots of the week that we won and the 5 biggest pots of the week that we lost in my hand history replayer, and I'll go over them and I'll discuss them, and I'll tell you where I think I made mistakes, because I do make mistakes for sure, absolutely. I can remember a couple of glaring mistakes I made, and in fact, you'll see that in the biggest pot of the week that I won, I made a really bad mistake and just got very lucky. Very, very lucky. I mean, you know, I, like everyone else, I always moan about people hitting their 2-outers on me, but this was a case where I hit a 2-outer on someone else, which was great. I was on tilt because I'd had a really bad losing session, and like any player, I do tilt, you know. Especially seeing as this challenge means so much to me for some reason. Like, you know, when I lose $4, obviously it doesn't actually mean anything to me in monetary terms, but it really hurts because I know that, you know, it really hurts losing. When I know I lose a session, it hurts. And obviously having to make it back again. Right, can we have this flop over here, please? And then that turn. Be nice. So ace-10 is going to be our last hand here. Okay, we're just going to get a walk. Okay, it's fine by me. And then we're just going to do a few more hands over here. Got a very manly background there. It's just on like an auto thing. It changes every day or something. Although it's quite nice, you know. I'm not one of those people who's just overly macho. I can appreciate things like that. In fact, one of my friends is a nature photographer, so I suppose that's probably why I appreciate things like that. If you're wondering what this is, Pokepedia over here, that is my book I'm writing about poker. I thought, you know, I'll write a book. It occurred to me one day, and it's coming along nicely. So you should see that on the bestseller shelves pretty soon. Joking, but you know, I'm hoping it'll be quite a good thing for people to read, and I'm hoping I'll also learn something writing it. That's also another book I started on natural history, which is a big interest of mine. No, I'm a bit of a geek in that way, I guess. Like, I like learning about how the world formed and evolution, dinosaurs and all that shit. Find it pretty interesting. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a geek, I guess. But what's wrong with that, eh? Be yourself. That's what they always say. And if myself is a bit of a geeky poker player, then go on. That's me. Yep, you probably guessed it. Tea. My voice is really going, so I am going to finish this up in a few hands. We'll just get to 30 because I'm a bit OCD like that. I like round numbers. If you notice, all the hands things I've actually done, they're all round numbers. That's how OCD I am. Have to end it at a round number. You gotta have a 0 at the end, you know. I'm sure some of you guys have that as well. It can't just be me that likes the round number thing. It's a bit OCD. Yep, so tomorrow you should see the biggest pot of the week video, and also the tournament video, which should be pretty cool. I'm not sure how many, I might have to do an extra long session tomorrow because I don't think we've actually got enough FPPs to get that ticket yet. 164, no we haven't. So as you can see, that's our bankroll. Haven't changed it at all, that's literally just what we've won and grinded up from $40. Which, considering this is the end of day 6 now, $30 profit is not bad. I was giving myself 2 weeks, so we're definitely on track to make that 2-week target. So I'm hoping you'll be able to start seeing me play 5NL soon. Naturally, 5NL, I don't think it's going to be too different from 2NL. Maybe slightly less all-in shoves with like 4-6 and stuff. Basically, maybe slightly less crazy play. But I don't think there's a big difference. I think 10NL is where you start getting a bit more, some more regular players perhaps at 10NL. But 5NL is pretty much the same as 2NL, I think. So, after not winning a session on YouTube for the first 3 times, we've actually gone on a bit of a winning streak on YouTube now, I believe, which is really good. Good to see. So yeah, we've done that. And I'll refresh this. So 343 up in this little session here. It's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. It's a massive win rate there. Oh, it's the best out of all my sessions actually. So yes, let's have a big look at the big graph. There you are. By the way, if any of you are using HUDs, I just want to say, don't be worried about the red line. The red line doesn't need to be above the middle. The red line should really just be down there. The green line is really the only one that matters, to be honest. So just don't worry about that. As you can see, we've reached a new bankroll peak now, which is great. Nearly at that halfway point after 5,000 hands odd, which is naturally great. Where did that table go? I want to shut it down. Did we already shut down that table? I think we must have. No, we didn't. Where is it? Come back here. There it is. Okay, we'll shut that down. So there we are. New bankroll is, hold on, yep, new bankroll's $69.11. So thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for the double upload. Oh no, it'll be a triple upload maybe. Double or triple, maybe, we'll see. Might be a double upload tomorrow and double upload on Monday. Nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.